Hey guys, what's up? I'm back with another custom LEGO minifigure showcase video, and today I'll be doing my, you would say completely sudden and totally out of nowhere Neon Genesis Evangelion showcase video. And yeah, for this video, I just finished watching the entire series on Netflix, and I was absolutely blown away by it. So I just had to take the urge to make these figures. So yeah. But for this video, we of course have Shinji Ikari, Asuka Langley Soryu, Rei Ayanami, Kaoru, Toji, Misato, Ryuji Kaiju, the small little penguin Penpen, Hikari, and Gendo Ikari, and Dr. Akagi, and the Ava units. We have Unit 0 from its first appearance, Unit 3 in the back, Unit 2 and Unit 1. We have the third angel in the back as well, and the colossal Lilith. So, yeah, Neon Genesis Evangelion was an amazing series, and the end of Evangelion just blew me away, so I had to make these figures. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead, dive into the figures, and let's continue. Okay, so Shinji is first up, of course. I've got him in his Unit 1 plug suit, so, yeah, let me just give you a quick 360-degree turn of him. And so, yeah, basically what I did was I took a Marty McFly head from Back to the Future, because I felt like that represented Shinji so well. And then this hairpiece, I just put that on there. Can't remember what it was from, but this chest, I think it was from, I can't remember, but it was from one of the Clone Wars sets, and just gave him some black arms and gloves. And then these blue legs are from a handyman guy from Lego City. So, yeah. And I also did make an extra variant of him, which is the variant he sports in End of Evangelion. And here's that extra variant, that outfit, and let me just give you a 360-degree turn of this one. It's really nothing much. It's just some black pants with the white shoes drawn on, some blank tan arms with the sleeves drawn on, and then a Lego City chest. But yeah, Shinji Ikari is definitely one of the best characters to ever exist. I really enjoyed watching his story unfold throughout the 26 episodes of the show and the End of Evangelion movie. It was just amazing. So, thank you to Hideaki Anno for bringing this character to life ever since 1995. So, yeah, there you go, Shinji Ikari. Okay, so Asuka is next up, and she was one of my favorite characters of the show, and I knew from the get-go that I absolutely wanted to make her. So there's your 360-degree turn of her. What I did was I took a Robin chest from Lego Batman, and then slapped these arms on and these hands. Gave her these legs from Lego Nexo Knights. This head, I can't remember. I think it was from I think it was Tina, was it? The girl from Fantastic Beasts. Yeah, I think that was her name, and then I just erased the wrinkles, and then I gave her this orange hairpiece with and then I put the neural connectors to her Ava on there. So, yeah, and just like with Shinji, I made her alternate variant from End of Evangelion as well. So there's Asuka with the blank arm and the sort of cover for her eye wound. And, yes, I did, in fact, do a separate facial expression for that as well, but yeah, I really thought Asuka's story was going to end on kind of a sour note, but I'm really glad that we got that final scene with her and Shinji to cap off the story. So, yeah, there you go. Asuka. Rei Ayanami may very well be the most interesting character in Evangelion, and for that reason alone, I knew that I had to make her in Lego form. So, what I did was I took Rose's head from Star Wars, and then I took a Harry Potter head. I went over that with some white, then went over it with a standard blue Sharpie, and then I went over it again with the white Sharpie to make it look like a lighter blue, like in the show. And then her plug suit is basically just some Ninjago pieces with black arms and white gloves. So yeah, but Rei Ayanami is definitely one of the most interesting characters I've seen in this media. So yeah, there you go. Let's move on to the next figure. Okay, so next up is Misato Katsuragi, and I really enjoyed this character. Her relationships with Asuka and Shinji in the show, her relationship with Kaiji, her backstory of with the second impact, it was just, it made for a great character. So what I did was I took the Alice face from the Lego Disney Collectibles, and then I took Hermione's hair and Sharpied it in silver, and then went over it with blue, and then I gave her the jacket, the body piece from Harley Quinn, and then the arms are just red arms with some tan hands. The hips are from General Zod from the Lego Batman movie, and then there's just some standard black legs. Other than that, there's not really much else for Misato Katsuragi, but yeah, and her story, I really wasn't expecting her story to end like that in the end of Evangelion, but hey, at least we got to live every moment with every episode she was in. So yeah, there you go. I don't necessarily know why, but I feel like Ritsco Ikari is one of the most underrated characters in not just Evangelion, but also in the anime media. Which, her character, she was a really great character. Her friendship with Misato, it was enjoyable to sit through and pretty heartwarming at times. Even if things didn't always go the way they planned. But yeah, for the figure, I used the Alien Holtzman face from the Lego Ghostbusters 2016, the Princess Leia chest, arms, and hands, and I used this blonde hairpiece from Thor, and the legs are the Joker from the Lego Batman movie, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, she made for a great character, and yeah, there you go. There's the figure. Okay, so next up is Ryuji Kaiji, and for this figure, basically this is much like a Ritsco after, before him. This is a purist custom. I just took this black hair, Shaggy's face from Scooby-Doo. I think that works good for his face. I took Lord Garmadon's chest from the Ninjago movie and his arms. I put these tan hands on there and gave him gray pants, and yeah, and even though Kaiji wasn't that big of a character, and his connections with Asuka were way underdeveloped, I still enjoyed this character, and that was enough for me to make him, because he's still a great character with excellent writing by Hideaki Anno, and his relationship with Misato is one of the best things of the series. So yeah, there you go. Now, I don't know what else to say for this section of the video other than I originally was not planning at all to make Gendo Ikari, because, in a word, he is literally the worst father that ever lived. He treated Shinji terrible, and I just couldn't stand his character, but anyway, I made him anyway. So what I did was I took the X-Wing pilot Luke Skywalker's head and Sharpied the beard on there, and then I gave him this hairpiece, and then the jacket is the Star-Lord torso, Sharpied in black, and then I slapped some black arms on there, and gave him some hands, and then these are from the Lego movie Robot Cop. So yeah, Gendo Ikari is... Okay, I'm not really going to talk about him anymore because he was a terrible father, but okay, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's just move on to Kaoru. Okay, so Kaoru is up next, and he's semi-purist. So what I just did was I took a Sensei Garmadon's hair this time, and I put the hair on Bruce Banner's head, and then I gave him Nick Fury's torso and gave him some tan arms, which I Sharpied on white sleeves, and just these legs from Ninjago as well. So yeah, even though Kaoru was only in one episode of the show, I still enjoyed his character nonetheless, and his relationship with Shinji was pretty interesting. So yeah, there you go. Okay, so next up is Toji Suzuhara, and he was one of the most underdeveloped characters. Even though he was a good character, I still thought he was a little underdeveloped, but I still made him, and I decided to make him in his Unit 3 plug suit. So what I did was I took this head and this hair, slapped it on a TIE fighter pilot body, gave him dark blue arms and black gloves, and these raven legs from Ninjago. And other than that, that's it for Toji. Yeah, there you go. Hikari Haraki was, much like Toji, one of the most underdeveloped characters of the series. So, but I still made her nonetheless, and, so basically what I did was I took this brown hairpiece and sculpted her ponytails on there, and, I took Captain Marvel's head and, Cho Chang's torso, and, gave her some tan arms with the sleeves Sharpied on. I gave her a Dorothy Gale skirt, and the legs are from Queenie from Fantastic Beasts. So, yeah, and even though she didn't get much development, she was still a great character nonetheless, and her relationship with Toji was really enjoyable and pretty interesting. So, yeah. There she is, and let's move on to Penpen, and then the Evas and the Angels. So the tiny little penguin, Penpen, he was probably the most simplistic out of the bunch. All I had to do was take a standard penguin piece and sculpt on that gear that he had, and his little red hair on there, and so yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, let's move on to the section you've all been waiting for, the Evas and the Angels. Okay, so starting off with the Evas, we have Evangelion Unit 1. Basically what I did was I copied the routine in which how Lego did their Sentinel from X-Men, and then I proceeded from there. I did a lot of hard thinking on the color scheme of it and how to do all this, and the supposed restraints for the Eva and the head. But I think it turned out, and I think it turned out really well. It has a articulation because of all this, and yeah, so yeah, and the fingers close up, and if you want to, let me just take a Gendo Ikari, because why not? You can put him on there, and yeah, and then you got that scene from End of Evangelion where Unit 1 bites Gendo's head off, but yeah, that's gonna do it for Unit 1. Let's move on to Unit 2. So Evangelion Unit 2, I copied the same formula with Unit 1 and basically the other Eva units, but I gave Unit 2 these claw pieces for the fingers, and I did the 4-eye thing that it has, and yeah, then I used these red pieces from the Aquaman set. I think that just adds a level of cool to it. And yeah, the same thing, you can grab a figure with it. So yeah, that's Evangelion Unit 2, and let's move on to Unit 0. Now, I know this is based off of the Unit 0 from the first 2 episodes Rei was in, but I just think that this is a lot more cooler than it would go on to look than throughout the series. So, like I said, I copied the formula, and there's pretty much nothing else to it other than the color scheme and the way I did the head. But other than that, Unit 0 is just like the others. So, yeah, but I still had a fun time making it. Now, Unit 3 was only in 1 episode of the show, but I still made it nonetheless because it looks cool. And the color scheme I used is pretty different than the others, and yeah, I basically did all this. It still has the same articulation and other properties of the other Evas, but other than that, it's pretty simplistic. But I still had fun making it, and I hope you enjoyed this segment of the video. So let's move on to the 2 angels. So this one is basically the 3rd angel, the one that appeared in the first episode, and I thought it looked really cool, so I did my best to portray it in Lego. I think I did a good job with it because I think I got the texture right, the form of it. I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, I had to compromise, so with the arms and the legs, and I think I did a good job with it. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, but now let's move on to Lilith. Okay, so Lilith was definitely a lot more work than the rest. So what I did was I copied the model I did for the angel, and then I extended the arms, gave her the exact same hands as the Evas, and I made her legs really tall and gave her that toe effect at the bottom. I made the wings out of these really cool pieces that I found from wing pieces. Okay, that I was not meant to say that, but yeah, and then I drew the face, and then and then for feminine effect, I did this with the little stud thing, and then got these from 2 balloons, and yeah, that's Lilith, and that is it for my Neon Genesis Evangelion showcase. So let's go ahead and conclude the video. So yeah, guys, that is going to do it for my Neon Genesis Evangelion showcase. I had a lot of fun making these figures, and I really enjoyed the series, so big props to everyone who worked on it. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to Brick and Wolf. So, yeah, my next showcase is going to be the Attack on Titan showcase, which I promised was going to be the next showcase, actually, but then I had to take a quick detour to do these, so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll finish the Attack on Titan figures right after I shoot this showcase, and yeah, I'm gonna keep my word. So, yeah, Neon Genesis Evangelion is an amazing series, and I had a lot of fun watching it, so yeah, that's gonna do it for the video, and I'll see you guys in the next showcase. Bye-bye.